Good evening, everybody. I hope you've had a good week. Certainly, the weather's been pretty generous to us in the UK, which is unusual. But anyway, that's fabulous. Well, keep up the good work. But this evening, before I take any calls, I just wanted to speak a little bit about angel cards. It is something that I teach in the sense of angel cards are not dissimilar to tarot cards. However, there's only 44 in a pack. Whereas there's 78 in the main tarot pack. So they can be classed as angel cards, or there are oracle cards, and they can come in different I've got mermaids and dolphins, there's unicorns. There's so many different things out there by so many different people. But the nice thing about the angel cards, I think, is that you can get a nice message for yourself if you're struggling. Just say, what do the cards need to know? What should I, what's coming up for me in the next few days? Is my health going to improve? And the angel cards are very pretty, but also they'll give you a little bit of an explanation about the card as well. So anybody coming into the industry and really wants to just start to learn, angel cards are a beautiful way to do it. And early days, when I used to do my tarot readings, I also used to do an angel card reading with it. And the interesting thing is that the angels will still tell you off, maybe, but they just do it in a bit more gentle way. So some people are very frightened of the tarot cards. So if your clients are, or you're a little bit concerned about using tarot because you might think it's a little bit, too witchcrafty or whatever, then angel cards are a beautiful way of receiving messages and getting messages. So, as I say, there's 44 in a pack. And today I wanted to ask the angels what they wanted us to know. And it's really interesting because the card that came out, and I only wanted one card because I thought it was just important that it was a message for so many people out there, was Archangel Michael. Now, there are only 4 archangels in the whole pack. So for Archangel Michael to have popped up, it's really interesting that one of the archangels stepped forward. The actual wording on the front of the card is, I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. But Archangel was a great leader and also very much about spiritual. So it's about leading people down a spiritual path. And so when you read up further, it's about if you're changing from, say, corporate. One of the things it says is that you feel like you've been working in an industry or a job for so long that you didn't fit in. I myself came from corporate and was in corporate many years. And it's not that I couldn't do my job, but I really resonate with that because I actually felt like I can do this, but I just don't fit in somewhere. And it took me a long time before I realized what was really happening to me. And once I came into the spirit world and started to learn about psychic stuff, my whole life just made so much more sense to me. And I think realistically, that's where I should have been. However, because of my upbringing, it was something that I never would have done. And actually, or even come across, it just wasn't something that was introduced to me in any shape or form. So what was really important was that this card alone really resonates with me in that it gave me the strength to move out of the everyday normal rat race. And it enabled me to come into something that I didn't really understand. I still don't definitely understand. I don't think anybody does, but at least it's kind of taken me to somewhere where I feel so much more comfortable and my life makes so much more sense. So that's the Archangel Michael. And I hope for you, if you're moving into a job or are feeling like you're being pushed into a different direction, it doesn't have to be along the spiritual thing, but there's a very good chance it's going to be coming from Archangel Michael at the moment. So he will help you, he will guide you, and he will open doors for you and make things possible. But you just have to be ready and prepared for it. Lovely. I think I've got a lady waiting for a call. So it's a lady called Sharon from Washington. Is this correct?
Yes. Hi.
Hello, Sharon. How are you today?
Good.
Good. How can I help you, my love?
I was hoping to hear from my dad, Garen, who has passed, or
Okay.
maybe my mom, Kathleen.
Well, can I tell you, your mum was here with me? I was going to say your mum's here. That's really interesting how you asked for your dad first, and that is absolutely typical of spirit. They'll bring the one forward that you didn't necessarily ask for, but your mum was straight here for me. Okay, or for you rather, not for me, but she was straight here for you. She's come very close, so I want to understand, Sharon. For me, she gives me like you've got a lot going on in your head at the moment.
Yeah, I have a few self-doubts right now. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, okay. Well, she says you've got to stop thinking and got to start doing. She's quite a practical lady, your mum. Do you know what I mean? She comes through as, right, I'm here, let's get it sorted. So I felt that she was a great strength, Sharon.
Yes, she is. She just does it, you know.
Yeah. And she's a very no nonsense lady. And I love working with spirit that's a no nonsense because I'm pretty much that way myself. But she comes through very much like, right, okay, well, tell us what your problem is and I can get it sorted for you. That doesn't mean to say she doesn't come with love because she certainly does. But although you asked for your father, and I know he's standing here, it was your mother that felt like she needed to give you the push, if you like, that you need at the moment. You understand?
Yeah. Oh, do I just say what my problems are?
Well, what your mum is doing is saying that she's the one that's standing to give you the push to do what you need to do. My love, are you moving? Because you're leaving something.
No, I was planning to visit my sister for a week, but that's not for several weeks till later.
No, you're leaving something. So you're either leaving a job, leaving a situation, leaving, I don't know. She says you're leaving something. You're not staying where you are. That's a definite.
Yeah, I don't think we're moving, but I'm trying to build. I'm in a mentorship to build my psychic abilities.
So you're leaving your existing job or life. That's interesting because that was Archangel Michael, which I was just talking about before. It brings people into the industry. It's about moving on holistic. Well, your mum's going, so you have to leave some stuff behind here, love. I don't know what you're holding on to from your previous role or situation, but she's telling me you have to leave it behind for you to embark on it.
I don't know. I'm practicing automatic writing now. I think I'm not sure if my parents loved me, so I kind of keep playing that in my head.
Sorry, you're not sure if your path what? I didn't catch what you said. Sorry.
I kind of doubt. I'm doubting that my parents really loved me, and
Right. Well,
I keep
that's
playing
something
that
you've
in
got
my
to leave
head.
behind. Okay. That all makes sense to me because what she's saying is you've got to leave all that in the past, leave it to enable you to move on. So here's where I am with you. When we come into spirit world, and I don't know who you're working with, but they'll probably tell you something along these lines that you can't be blaming your past or anything else. This is about saying it doesn't matter really what's gone on in the past. This is about me moving forward with my spiritual beliefs and with the way that I feel I'm being pulled. It's interesting how you said you're confused and you're trying automatic writing and you're trying different things. I think it's great to try different things, but let me tell you, there'll be one thing that really, really pulls you. Your mum thinks, I've got to be honest, your mum thinks that's a she said, "I don't be so stupid." She says, "I don't understand why you wouldn't think she loved you." She's a bit straight, your mum, isn't she?
Oh yeah, I felt she loved me. I think it's more my dad, Garen.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm with your mum, and your mum thinks it's crazy that you think that I'm not being horrible, but she was like, "Don't was just stupid. Of course, I don't understand why you wouldn't think I loved you. She's a very tell it how it is lady. So but I think you have to put that in the past. Let me see if I can get your father through, because quite honestly, he's just standing here at the moment. And whilst I'm with your mum, I feel that your mum is wanting to tell it her way. So I would like to hear from your father for him to explain his side of the story.
Okay.
Right. He tells me that your mum made it difficult for him to communicate with you. Do you understand that message?
Oh, my mom's very possessive. It's gotta be, you
No way or
know.
no way. I can feel, I know. I mean, I don't want to row with her and she's with me. And I'm like, hang on a minute. So what I felt was that your father couldn't always get a word in edgewise. And I felt that your father would have liked a more communication with you. But I felt that mum stood in the way. He shows it that if you were there, mum's there. And he's there, mum's stuck in the middle. So what he says is that he tried to communicate, but I felt at every opportunity he was stopped.
Oh, yeah, my mom's very head of the household alpha mom.
Um, yeah, I can tell that because she pushed him out of the way this evening, and although you wanted him, she was deciding she was going to come through. Now, in her defense, what she says is she felt she had to be that strong. She felt that she had to be like that. Now, I don't know, but I'm not going to have a row with them in spirit, because sometimes they're going to have a row with me, but they're looking at it from different points of view. I felt your father did anything to keep the peace.
Yeah, I think so.
But I don't
My
think he
mom
wants
was
that
very
misinterpreted.
my mom was very possessive and protective. That's just her nature.
Yes, but can you see how that would be a struggle for your dad to communicate with you and show you that he loved you? Because your mother would have wanted to be in charge and have the attention, probably from him. I think your mum was
Um,
jealous of your father's connection with you.
uh, Probably. She always thought I was really smart, and I didn't know if I was, but I can't help it. I was always thinking and thinking.
But well, she's not saying anything to that, so I don't know. What she is saying is that she wants you now to achieve what you want to achieve. And again, I feel like I'm leaving all this stuff behind me so that I can move on positively, because I think what she's saying is too much thinking is probably stopping you moving forward. And I have to tell you, when you work with spirit, I tell everybody when they come to my lessons or my classes, I'm like, right, leave all your logical heads at the door, because we're not going to need those tonight, because you can't make sense of it. And the minute your logical brain steps in, you've lost your connection with spirit. Because I don't know your parents here, but I'm not feeling that they always have the best relationship, because your mum's there, your dad's there, and they're both are a little bit frosty with each other.
Yeah, probably. I I did know they love each other very much. I do have good times with them. Um, I think some of my other families are on the verge of dying, and it's hard to sort that out because some of them weren't very
Yeah.
nice.
No, I get.
And
Here's
I
where I
want to
am with
let
you.
it.
Okay, I need to wrap this up a little bit. I'm just going to say to you that, here's where I am. I feel that your mum and dad, not that they didn't love each other, but I just felt that they weren't always in sync with each other in the way that maybe the household was run. And that your dad certainly feels, your dad's a much quieter energy. He just isn't so forthcoming. He's more gentle, for want of a better way of putting it, than what your mum is. But I think your mum was the one that sorted out the household and everything else. But again, it's about leaving all the negative stuff behind you, and then you'll be able to move on. Okay?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because she always knew that I was a worrywart.
Okay, well, leave it all behind because you're not going to be able to work with spirit properly while you're still going, would have, should have, could have, what about this, what about that? Leave it. It doesn't matter. This is about moving forward in your spiritual journey.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right. I'm going to leave their love with you anyway. And, but please continue your journey and stop worrying about what other people are doing, what they think, what they don't think. You have to leave that. Your mum was dead on about saying you're leaving something. So absolutely, you have to leave it behind. All right. Have you gone? Okay. I don't know where I am. Hello. Have I got somebody else on the line? Okay. Grace. Hello, Grace.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Oh, hello. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Fine,
How
and
are
you?
you, Grace?
Okay, and you?
I'm good, thank you. How can I help you?
I'm just kind of wondering if my grandson would have a message for me. It will be a year in May since he was
My love.
murdered.
Oh, I was going to say I've got everything draining out of me here. Wow. Okay. Hang on. I've got to get rid of this horrible feeling that I've got.
Okay.
Can I ask you? There was more than one person around when this was going on. Yes.
I know the person that did it. I don't know if anybody else was in there or not.
There was
besides
somebody else
those
there.
two.
I don't think they were doing anything, but there was somebody else there. I felt.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me? I can't breathe around my throat. What? Where did they? How did he get murdered? I know this is really bizarre, but I just can't breathe around this area, my throat.
He got shot in the jaw.
Ah, okay, that makes sense then. That's right. God, I can't breathe. Okay, take it away. All right. So anyway, he wasn't expecting this, I can tell you. So
Yeah.
I felt as if he lived in fear anyway. So I'm not saying it was about this person, but he lived in fear. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now I have to say, he tells me he was a good boy when he was younger. Is this right, Grandma?
Yes, he's good. He was only 22 when he got murdered. He just had turned 22 3 days before.
But he's not a bad person. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? He is a good person.
Yeah, I know.
But I felt the people around, either where he lived or where were not good people. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yes.
Okay. So what he does say is that I felt like he got to the other side safely, if that, that's one thing. I also feel he's being looked after by an older man. So is your husband in spirit?
I've been divorced. It could be my brother.
Your
my
brother.
dad.
Okay. It's somebody on your level, my love. So it could be your brother in spirit, but he's certainly being looked after. I felt he was taken very quickly. I do feel he was left for dead, is the word.
Yes.
So I don't think he was dead at the point. I'm trying to put this in the right way because the words he uses is I was left for dead. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I think, anyway, so he's just saying, though, there wasn't anything you could have done. There wasn't anything anybody could have done. I feel it just came out of the blue. But there's certainly, he didn't live either in a good area or in a good block of flats or whatever it might be. It just wasn't good where he was.
Yes.
I felt he was always looking over his shoulder. And I think he's not so connected to his father for some reason. Did he not see his father?
Yeah, he saw him. They
I can't
were
hear you. Sorry, what
sort
did
of
you say?
always arguing. I said, yes,
he
he
didn't
saw
have a
him.
good
They were sort of arguing.
Yeah, he tells me he didn't have a good connection with his father. It sounds really crazy. He thought his father was an idiot. I mean, at 22, we probably think everybody's idiots. But I don't know. Yeah, he would have said that to you.
That sounds about right.
But I don't know if his father actually was, or whether it was just because he was 22. But I feel this man wanted to further his education, wanted to further himself in life. This wasn't somebody who wanted to stay where he was. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, but he never got to do it.
No.
I also feel that
he was working.
Yeah, but he's a smart boy. This is not a silly lad. This is somebody who's an intelligent young man and wanted to do well in life.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I have a big Dio, like Doreen, Doris, Dorothy, Dio. Can you help me out with that, please? D-O. D for Delta, O for Oscar, Dio, like Doreen, Doris, Dorothy, something like that.
I don't understand.
And I connected. Okay. There would have been somebody that would have been called Doreen, Doris, Dorothy, something like that. Dio, Dorian. I don't know. Dio is what I get. And I'm connected to you somehow.
Dio. I don't know Dio.
It would have been a friend. It would have been a friend, not family, he's telling me. I kind of feel you should know, and he's getting a bit stroppy with us, but don't worry. You can have a think about it. The lady last week couldn't remember the main character in her book, so I know when they come through and they give us names, we're not necessarily on the same wavelength as them. But what he does want to do is thank you for looking after him. I felt that you were always there for him. Maybe one of the few people that was, Grace, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
You did everything and more that a grandmother could do. And in fact, I felt as if he was dumped on you quite a few times when he was younger. The words he uses, dumped. That means I was just left with you. You understand, Grace?
Yes.
Okay. So he says that, he wants to thank you for everything you did. He doesn't believe that his parents have thanked you in the way that they should have done, or even acknowledged everything that you did. And in some ways, you've been treated as a bit of an outcast from them since he passed. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Well, please know from him, he thanks you from the bottom of his heart for everything you did, and tells you not to worry about what they say, what they think, or what they don't do. He loves you, and he's always with you.
Okay.
All right. Can I ask you something?
Right.
Have you got one thing? Do you have a lock of hair or something from his as a baby or a child or something?
No, I don't think so. I've got a picture that he drew me when.
Pardon?
When he was a picture that he drew me when he was little.
Oh. He's talking about hair, something to do. Somebody cut something to do with his hair. It could have been just after he passed, or when somebody's got a lock of his hair.
Unless they did it when they did the autopsy.
Maybe. I don't know. But he talks about his hair being cut. Like, not being cut. Just there's somebody's got a lock of his hair. And he found it quite amusing for some reason. So I don't know what it was all about. But he thinks it's hilarious why they cut a bit of his hair. So it may well have been the autopsy. But he just said that it never came to the correct conclusion, that autopsy.
Yes.
Am I right? He says it never came to the right conclusion. Okay.
Yes,
so he
ma'am.
said in his way, he's never had the book on life closed properly the way it should have done.
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
Well, in his words, he hasn't had the book of his life closed properly the way it should have done, because he feels there was an injustice about the outcome of the autopsy and the whole process.
Yeah, they're supposed to still be working on it.
Well, I don't think they are.
Okay.
Not according to him. He said, you're not going to get anything more, Fran, than you've already got. You're not going to get any more than you've already got.
Okay.
So maybe that's a little bit of a heads up for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay for you?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
is there a birthday for your family? Or is it his birthday?
His birthday's coming up May the 10th.
Okay, he just wants to acknowledge the birthday. Now he's saying you better make him a nice cake, Gran, the way you used to do when he was a young boy.
Yes.
You understand? He wants to come and blow the candles, my lovey. So he's coming for tea on his birthday. You make sure you cook the cake the way he likes it, the way you used to do it. I don't know, but it's like that's what he wants. You know.
Okay.
I don't know what the cake is. You know. You understand?
Yes.
You understand? Okay. Bless you.
Yes.
Was that all right for you, my lovey? I'm going to leave his love with you. But I do want to say that, you know, sometimes in life and in death, we don't always get the justice that we deserve. But know that your grandson loves you very much. I just don't think he was on great terms with his family sometimes, if you can get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, I know. Okay.
All right. Does that help you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All the very best for you. Look after yourself, won't you? I'm going to leave your grandson's love with you.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye. So this kind of ends the show, but it's interesting how we had people changing, trying to move on. And Archangel Michael, the original angel card, really does help whether we're moving on, trying to move on with our lives, certainly in a holistic thing, spiritually. It's very much drawn to that, but he's a great leader. So it's about following the direction of Archangel Michael. So I'm just about to close up the show for this week. Thank you all for listening. I will be back next Tuesday at 7:30. I don't actually know what I'm going to talk about yet, but I'm sure they'll tell me what it is I need to speak to you about. And in the meantime, have a fabulous week. And I hope the sun shines for you wherever you are. And stay safe. Bye for now.